Hello students, this is Priti ma'am from SV Union High School and Junior College. Today's subject is English, Standard 9th. Today we are going to start with a very humorous poem. Have you ever seen? Here the poet's name has not been revealed, so the word anonymous is used. Before proceeding, we know that in English language one word has several meanings. So the poet has made use of various words with different meaning to make it a humorous poem. Before moving towards the poem, let us understand few concepts. These concepts will help you to understand the poem more easily. Let's head towards the concept homographs. Homographs are the words with same spelling, same pronunciation but differ in meaning. These are called as homographs. See, for example, bat. Here bat has two meanings. One, bat is a mammal and the other bat is the bat which we use it in cricket. So before analyzing the poem, let us first recite the poem. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen a sheet on a river bed or a single hair from a hammer's head? Has the foot of the mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? Does the needle ever wink its eye? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol or open the trunk of a tree at all? Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Can the garden plot be deep and dark? And what is the sound of the bird's bark? The poem Have You Ever Seen is a brain teaser that uses pun. Many words in English language have more than one meaning. The poet has created an amusing effect by playing around with such words. Students, let's analyze the poem. Let's see the first two lines of the poem. Have you ever seen a sheet on a river bed or a single hair from a hammer's head? Students, do you know what is a riverbed? Yes, riverbed is a base or bottom of the river. So the poet is saying that your bed is covered with a bed sheet. Similarly, is there a sort of sheet on the riverbed? Here the poet is asking questions, not expecting you to answer. Here, hammer is a tool used for fixing objects. Hammer's head means the upper top part of the hammer. So the poet is asking that as humans are having hair on the head, then why doesn't a hammer have hair on the head? Next lines. Has the foot of a mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? Foot of a mountain means the base of a mountain. Poet is asking that the lower part means the base of the mountain here is called as a foot. Then, does it have toes like what human beings have? Next line. Does the needle ever wink its eye? Students, here the eye of the needle is a place from where we put the thread for stitching. So here the eye of a needle is compared humorously with human being's eye. As human being's eye can wink, so can the same function be done by the needle? Here the poet is trying to be very humorous. Next line. Does the wing of a building fly? Moving further, students, as you know that the buildings of any particular project has sections in it. These are called wings. Wings of a building. But even birds have wings, but they use it for flying. So birds fly with the help of their wings. Similarly, can the buildings which have wings can fly? Very funny, right? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol? Parasol here is a web-like structure of an umbrella. Yes, that is what is known as parasol. And you already know what ribs are. Ribs are a series of long curved bones in a human body. So, if you tickle the ribs of human beings, you start laughing. Can this also take place with the ribs of the umbrella? Can umbrella also laugh if their ribs are tickled? This is what is the poet asking you? Students, did you observe that every line ends with a question mark? So, all these are examples of interrogation. Proceeding further to the next line, or open the trunk of a tree at all. Trunk has two meanings. In the case of tree's trunk, it is the main part of the tree from where the branches grow. And another trunk is a box made up of metal and is used for storing the goods. So we can open the box trunk to store something in it. Similarly, can you open the trunk of the tree also? Students, can we do that? Next line, are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Rake here is a tool used in a garden for cleaning the grass. It has teeth. So, rake has teeth. Teeth even human beings have. So, teeth are used for biting. So, can this rake's teeth also bite? The poet is asking. Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Students, you have observed the clock. You have seen hands of the clock. Human being's hand can be identified, one left hand, one right hand. So can we even identify the hands of clock also as left and right? No. Hands of the clock can move in 360-degree angle. But can human beings also circulate the hand in 360-degree angle? Our next line, can the garden plot be deep and dark? Here, plot has two meanings. One is the story in the movie having characters, or you can say a plan is there. It is deep and dark, means it has planning, suspense, thrill, etc. Similarly, can the plot of the garden be deep and dark? Here, it means evil thoughts. Our next lines, and what is the sound of the bird's bark? Birch is a tree whose bark or the outer layer of the tree starts shedding. Dog also barks, but can this tree birch also bark like a dog? Very humorous, right students? Students, now let's go through the appreciation of the poem. The poem title, Have You Ever Seen? The poet is anonymous. The name of the poet is not been revealed, so the word anonymous is used. This is an interesting and amusing poem. In this poem, the poet has made use of figures of speech, such as pun, just for the sake of fun and enjoyment. Other figures of speech which are used are interrogation, where questions are asked for the sake of answer but to make us think. For example, can the garden plot be deep and dark? The poem makes the reader of the poem laugh and is full of enthusiasm. The poet has elaborated it by using appropriate words, which makes the poem attractive. The poem is full of fun and pun, and it makes imagination run wild. It makes us realize the beauty of confuse and that we enjoy the play on words. So here we finished the appreciation of the poem. Thank you, students.